All right, so today we got the car up on the quick jacks. First time using them. I know I have the stands backward. I have right and left mixed up. I don't care. Kill me in the comments. We're going to be doing the full Corsa exhaust in this video. I just want to give a huge shout out to Corsa and say thank you very much for the military discount. So if you don't know, Corsa gives a pretty good military discount. Best I can figure, about 20%. Huge shout out to you, Corsa. Thanks for doing that. If you're not prior military or military and you want a discount, then try code RAMA for RAMA. It should get you, I think, 5% off. But honestly, I suggest waiting. They do pretty good sales, so just wait for a sale and you can get a better discount than 5%. So here we go. Let's get into the full Corsa NPP exhaust with X-Pipe. Okay, here we have the Corsa instructions. One's for the X-Pipe, one for the MPP. I don't know, man. You gotta remove the braces, and then it goes right into cutting. So, I mean, both of them. This is for the MPP if you're gonna keep the stock X-Pipe, whatever you want to say. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to take it out just to one big assembly. I'll have to get underneath it and see where it connects to the cats and where Corsa wants me to cut for the cats, but I'll keep you all posted and let you know how much of a pain that is. Okay, I made my measurement back, checked the instruction, but this was like 4 1/8 and the driver's side was 2 7/8. I picked this tool up on Amazon for 30 bucks, trying it out. It kind of worked on this side. You can see it cut through one side, with the other side and still connected. So I'm gonna keep giving this a try and see how it turns out. It kind of likes to move around a lot, so you can see where it started cutting here and then it moved down here, and down here they're like not connected. I know, hard to see, but the two lines aren't connected even though I'm keeping it straight. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's better with this or Sawzall. You decide. So I just kept going with it and squeezed harder, and it cut this side all the way through and it actually connected. But the passenger side, you see right there, there's that little bit, something in the tool got off and it didn't connect where the tool clamps down. So I'm just gonna hit that with a little air tool or Sawzall or grinder, something, get that little burr off. But it worked out pretty good actually. All right, exhaust was out. It was actually really easy. I suggest having two people if you're gonna remove it in one piece like I did. There's two bolts back here that you gotta reach up and do. Make sure that you undo the valves first. There are 2 bolts on these, and then there are 4 hangers. I'll tell you what, I bought this tool from Amazon because I'm cheap. I bought that tool, I think, 12 bucks or something like that, and that worked wonders. I've sat there prying on the rubber grommets right here for 10 minutes trying to get one off. That took it off in probably about 10 seconds, so well worth the money on that one. Okay, got the stock exhaust all out. I did run a file inside the pretty good, but I might have to clean them up a little bit more. We'll see how the exhaust fits in there. Just as a side note, I did do a short throw shifter at the same time with this. I'll have a separate video for that. But I did the Hurst short throw shifter while I'm doing this, and that was a pain. So I'm really excited to get the Corsa on, get it all lined up, get it clamped down, and let's see what this sounds like. Okay, I have all the exhaust all laid out. Most of it's self-explanatory. I won't bore you with the full exhaust, but there are 4 of one type of part number clamp and 2 of another. They look a little bit smaller diameter. Not sure where they are, but I'll keep you updated on where the 2 small ones go or where I think I found them. Okay, I'm starting on the passenger side of the X-Pipe where I cut it. Yeah, I'm real worried about where I'm cutting it. It doesn't look like it's that big of a deal. The smaller clamps, I figure, go on this pipe. So the smaller of the 2 clamps go on your stock exhaust to the beginning of the Corsa X-Pipe. And then on the instruction, it said that the Corsa pipe fits inside your stock pipe. There's no way that pipe's fitting inside. And the slit is in the Corsa pipe. So that's the pipe that's going to clamp down. So I'm putting that on the outside. But there's the start of it on the passenger side. Now it's time to do the driver's side. So I got all the X-pipe in and just the clamps on and kind of snug down a little bit so everything still moves. There's still play and everything. But yeah, the best I can tell, that's the two small clamps go up there right behind your cats, and then the other 4 clamps come back here. For right here where the X-pipe's close, this is how I oriented my clamps. Do it however you want. There's the Corsa badge. I think we're good on this. Now we're going to start putting muffler up, and then I'm going to tuck everything up and start tightening stuff down. Okay, for this part we have 3 different side clamps. We have 3, 2 3/4 on the small ones. So the 3-inch are going to go on the tailpipe portion, the larger portion on your valves. The 2 3/4 are going to go on the actual muffler side, going to the rest of the pipe towards the front of the car, and then these are for the small pipes on the back. You'll know the large and the small. So the large and the small, the largest and smaller go on the tailpipes, and the go on the back of the muffler, connecting it to the rest of your car. Here's my final product. It was kind of a pain aligning these, trying to get everything right, because everything moves and then your tailpipes are actually off. But here's the clamps that I'm talking about. So the 2 clamps that I told you about, that's where the muffler connect to the rest of the piping. And then the smallest clamp goes right here, and the larger clamp goes right here. And those are for your tailpipes. So that's where everything went. And then I got kind of creative with the wiring for the valves. There's some heat shields and stuff up here. I just kind of tucked it behind heat shields and even bent heat shield just a little bit to keep them up there. Just do whatever you think is right and what's going to protect it. So there's both of the mufflers sitting down there. Now let's look at what it looks like from the back of the car. So here it is. I kind of splurged a little bit and bought the black tips. They were a couple $100. I can't remember exactly, but it was more money to get the black tips, but that's the way I liked it. And I'm trying to align it to where you could barely see Corsa on these and then barely see Corsa on these. All in all, I think it aligned pretty well. It was a pain, and luckily I had 2 people over here, so somebody was standing back telling us up and down, and then 1 person on each side. It made it easier. Is it required? No, but I was trying to be a perfectionist with it, and I got it as close as I possibly could. All right, that's enough about the install. Just an exhaust. I want to hear this thing. Let's go. Quick caveat before we start listening to sound clips is that my video, nor any other video that I've seen on the internet, to include Corsa's own videos, do this exhaust any type of justice. In person, it's a lot louder. It sounds a little bit different, and it just sounds amazing. So know that going into watching the clips. So let's wrap this up. My final thoughts are that I absolutely love this exhaust. I know that there are other exhausts out there. I'm just extremely glad that I went this direction. I'm glad that I went the X-Pipe. I'm glad that I went with the black tips, and I'm really glad that I went with the MPP. I have to say that my favorite feature of the MPP is when you put it in 6th gear. So I drive that car around in track mode all the time, but driving down the highway, the second that you put it in 6th gear, it just quiets the car down completely. And then if you drop it into 5th, or if you give it probably more than about 50% throttle, the exhaust open back up. Why is that important to me? Because I've already taken it on long trips. So the longest consecutive long trip I've taken it on was 6 hours. So a 6-hour drive, and a lot of that was highway. So when you're driving down the highway, just the exhaust automatically quieting itself down, even in track mode. So that's in track mode. It'll shut the valves and it'll quiet it down. Additionally, I like having the ability to quiet this car down when I want it quiet. Also, if you park, before you shut off the car, before you park it, if you put it in stealth mode, it will start in stealth mode. So that's definitely a plus. If you live in a neighborhood where you don't want the loud exhaust starting up, or you're leaving early in the morning, you don't want to make your neighbor mad, whatever it is, you can quiet it down on startups and the whole time. Now, if you put your foot in it a little bit, even in stealth mode, it will come out of stealth mode. So just be wary of that. But yeah, all in all, so glad I went with this exhaust, and probably the favorite mod that I've done to the car, only because you hear it all the time and it just sounds amazing. I really like it when you're hard on the throttle, obviously, but when you're going through anything that are going to ricochet off a concrete barrier on the side of the road, or through any type of overpass tunnel, stuff like that. And then the auto blip downshifts, the rev matching downshifts sound amazing. And then also the pops and the crackle when you let off the throttle sound absolutely amazing. So really glad that I went with this. For all those that want to hear it in stealth mode, stay tuned. Coming up next, right at the end of the video, thought I would include some stealth mode clips just for those that do want to quiet it down from time to time. So when I shut the car off this time, I made sure that I shut it off in stealth mode. I just want to test it to see if when it does a cold start, if it remains in stealth mode or if it opens up the valves. Okay, and that's a wrap. Thank you very much for watching all the way until the end. If you like this video, you like the content of the video and the channel, please like, subscribe, and share. That's really the best way to get the video out to everybody else and make it pop up into their feed. So thank you very much, and we will see you on the next video.